earlier this morning, Ryder, you said that you think it would be easy to get back together with Ben and just really work things out. Ben, would you say that was easy with Danielle Fishel? Like when you started doing Girl Meets World, was that easy to get back together, or?
Yeah, do you want us to talk through here, or can you? Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. You said the question was it easy to kind of pick things up again with Danielle? It was. I think that, like with everyone that you see before you, we're a family and we've spent so much time together and we know each other's cues so well that it was very easy working with Danielle again. And we picked up exactly where we left off 13 years ago, so it was really nice.
Who would like to go next?
This question is for Malin and Matthew. So I know yesterday you had said something about how you thought the fans thought that Eric didn't really get a fair shot with Rachel, and that she was kind of it was like her and Jack from the beginning. I want to know, how do you guys feel about that sort of that love triangle and how it kind of ended up?
Well, I know I'm just going to take a page from what Michael said about it, and that is that it was funnier if Will didn't really have a chance. He's got some of the quickest reaction, the funniest reactions you can imagine, and that's where the comedy really came from, is that he really didn't have that opportunity with Maitland. But it was just such the triangle between the three of us is really where, it started. That's where it started for me, really getting good. As an actor, just working with them, and just the way we all played off each other, especially with Will and I, the banter we got to do, that was just,
I know.
it was amazing.
We had so much fun in that apartment.
So much
We
fun.
did such crazy things. We had the food fight. I think everyone in their life should have an opportunity to throw as much food at each other as possible,
Awesome.
and have the crew clean it up afterwards.
I know, and clean us up.
Oh, I washed my hair like 8 times, I think. And I didn't have a lot of hair. But it was so much fun. The apartment stuff was just great. So we were in our own world in the B story of everything. So every week there would be something new, especially. I remember when we had to do the Truman Show episode, and Will, he was so brilliant in that, gosh. And he, all that water had to rain down on us for hours, and we were freezing, and we had to sit in front of those heaters.
That's right.
And just, I had to keep jumping over the window of the garbage disposal.
That's right.
We're bunny babies, so it was fun.
That was so much fun.
Hi, Elise from Webway Entertainment. This question is for Michael and for Ben. I know that you've already filmed the pilot, so can we expect any nods or little inside jokes from Boy Meets World to trickle into Girl Meets World at all?
Girl is going to be its own show. I think that's real important. I think you have to understand, and I really think it's necessary for the audience to understand this, that if you do a reunion show, and that's the tone and tenor of the piece, you get to spend this lovely hour with us, and we'll be as charming and entertaining as we possibly can be, and hopefully you'll go out and you'll say, that was great with them. Now come back tomorrow. Okay. Now come back the next day. Well, they're sort of older and we don't like them as much the third time. My feeling is that the premise of the show is about these two girls having a friendship, going off into the world we now know. Girl Meets World will be unique from Boy Meets World in that way. However, it is the child of an original program. There is no way that I'm not going to include everybody who wants to be included on this piece, because they're the genesis of the piece. For me, we may build a new house, but we're building it on ground, and that ground was Boy.
I have a quick follow-up to that. Ryder and Trina actually told me on the carpet last night that they would want, Angela and Sean to be married with possibly a baby. Do you think that could ever happen, or is that should I just stop giving?
I'm pregnant now.
You know you're always pregnant? We hired Trina, and 4 days later said, by the way, okay.
Because they did break up, so.
Nothing good happens to Sean. That's all I can tell you. Ryder's reacting to the hurdles that keep growing, is what I think is compelling about Sean. And Ryder said something, and I really, listen, I take to heart everything that these people say. He said, I keep Sean in the cellar. He said, I'm Ryder, but I keep Sean in the cellar, and every once in a while I'll go down and I'll visit him. And I thought to myself, boy, even Ryder keeps Sean in the cellar. So I figured it's okay for Ryder to keep Sean. Yeah, nothing good is ever going to happen for Sean.
Well, I think it was actually, it was weird because the show ended and I went to school. I moved to New York, kind of just like Sean did, but actually went to college there. So I was looking forward to something different, you know, and to being an adult in a new context. And but it's hard to escape Boy Meets World when, you know, kids get out at 3 o'clock of schools in New York and then they're on the subway, you know, asking for my autograph constantly. So I couldn't really get away from it, you know, and the show started becoming more popular after we were off the air, which is really weird, but it was because Disney Channel started running us, you know, all day, every day. And so in a weird way, it became more a part of my life after the show. While we were working on the show, we kind of felt like we were isolated. You know, there wasn't as much contact with fans and the audience as there was like around 2004. So 4 years after, I felt more inundated with fans and like it was a bigger part of my life than it had been before that. And as far as professionally, acting-wise, it was the same way. I started, you know, I would go in for film auditions in New York. Like when I auditioned for Eli Roth for Cabin Fever, he had no clue who I was. You know, so here I was sort of feeling like I'm coming off this TV show and I walk into this indie horror film that, you know, he had no clue. So in some ways I liked that because it was like, all right, here, you're going to take me on my own merit and you're going to cast me based on my acting and not because you think you can capitalize on this momentum or something. But then, of course, like I was saying, Boy Meets World caught back up, and it just became, you know, it became kind of inescapable and wonderful to have people recognize you on the street. You know, especially as a teenager, when people recognize you when they're teens, it's different than when they're in their 20s. And so it's been really nice lately to have people like adults recognizing us and coming up and saying, hey, I grew up with you. You know, that's an easier situation to deal with.